we're going to show that the binomial x plus 3 is a factor of the polynomial x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus x minus 3. And then after that, we're going to factor completely. And here we see that we have, we're missing our quadratic term, so we have to replace it with 0. So our coefficients are 1, 3, 0, -1, and -3. That's what we're going to use for our synthetic substitution. And because we're showing that x plus 3 is a factor, we have to use the zero product property. And we subtract 3 from both sides, we get x equals -3. And so that is what we're substituting into our synthetic substitution. And we remember that we are going to add down and we're going to multiply on the diagonal. So 1 plus 0 is 1. -3 times 1 is -3. 3 plus -3 is 0. -3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. -3 times 0 is 0. -1 plus 0 is -1. And -3 times -1 is 3. -3 plus 3 is 0. So that's our remainder. And so we do see that that is a factor. So we have our remainder, we have our constant term, we have our linear term, our quadratic term, and our cubic term. So now we know that x plus 3 is a factor. And now we know that these are the different terms with our lead coefficients. And we know that the lead coefficient on x cubed is 1, so it's just x cubed. And then we have -1. And so we have two factors here. And we know that this first binomial is all set. We can't factor any further, so we get x plus 3, that's done. And then we have x to the x cubed minus 1 is a difference of cubes. And so the cube root of x cubed is x, and the cube root of 1 is 1. And we know that we have a binomial, and then we have a trinomial. And the sign is the same. And then we have to only have one subtraction sign, so these other two have to be addition. So x squared is x squared, and 1 squared is 1. And then we have x times 1 is just x. And then, so that is all the way in factored form. And we can finish this up by saying we have x plus 3, x minus 1, and then we have x squared plus x plus 1. So our zeros are going to be x equals -3, x equals 1, and then this will give us two imaginary zeros. And we would have to use the quadratic formula to factor that one. But we know that we have our highest degree is 4, so we should be looking for 4 zeros. We have 1, 2, and then we have 2 imaginary, so that's 4 total.